To celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Bit Squad, we are going to be giving away $1,000 in Bitcoin for the months of March and April, along with 2 Nano Ledger S's. An extra $100 prize will be available for those who join the Telegram group. Like and comment on every video in March and April for the maximum number of entries. You must be a subscriber to win. Hey Bit Squad, welcome back to the channel. Today you are going to be watching episode 27 of my podcast along with my co-host Jay Chains, Beards, and Bitcoins. Today was a special news episode where we covered some of the major news stories from last week that we thought were very interesting and we wanted to expound upon. So make sure that you also like and comment on this video as it does count for our contest. Also, if you join our Telegram group, you have access to an extra $100 of the competition. So make sure that you do that.
Welcome back to your newest favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins, where BitBoy and J-Chains get together each week to talk about crypto and things happening in the community. They will bring you some special guests and giveaways, so make sure you're subscribed. For all show-related news, you can find the guys on various social media outlets. Everything is listed on the official show Twitter account, @BeardsBitcoins. Now, without further introduction, 2 dudes that have beards, like Bitcoins, and want to talk to you about both, BitBoy and J-Chains.
Hey everybody, welcome back to your favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins. We are now on episode 27. We're just growing up every single day, every single
Big
week.
boys.
So I am your co-host, BitBoy, and this is your other co-host, J-Chains. What is going on, J-Chains?
What's up, man? What's up? What's up? It is a nice daytime episode. It's a nice little break. For me, man, my week's been horribly crazy for my work. And so for us to take a nice little break out in the middle of the day, chit chat about some crypto, see my buddy. It's good, man. Things been going well. How about you?
Yeah, good, man. I've got so much going on right now, just with business stuff, and then I got a lot of stuff. I'm dipping my toe into in the crypto world. I talked about last week, getting involved with TronBet, which I've gotten involved with. Should be making some videos for them coming up soon. And the stuff with IOST, which I'm going to talk about when we do our Twitter shout outs, I've got going on. So got a lot of exciting stuff going on, like being busy is good, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to catch your breath,
Yeah, I've always said it's good. It's better to be busy than bored. But sometimes you just want it's enough with a drinking out of a fire hydrant. Like, just want to take a deep breath.
Yeah. That's the case, man. And you know what, when you, for me, being an entrepreneur and having all these different businesses and stuff I'm doing all the time, I've got so many weird things I've done. I went to the chiropractor the other day. I'm having some back problems, and she was like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "Well, it's kind of hard to explain. I got a YouTube channel. I sell football helmets. I sell tickets. I just got so much stuff I do. I've got this niche for finding weird internet businesses. So being an entrepreneur, it's hard balancing all that, and the problem is every time I get comfortable and life slows down for me, I add one more thing.
Gotta get those revenue streams, man. They say successful people have the 7 revenue streams. So
that's right. Successful people and me. So it's good.
There you go. That's my man.
So cool. Well, let's today we're gonna be doing a news episode. So it's just gonna be me and Jay Chains. We're gonna be chit-chatting about some of the different stories that have been going on over the last couple of weeks that, we think are very interesting and need to be talked about. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. But let's do our Twitter shout out, our Monarch Token.io Twitter shout out, where we shout people out on crypto Twitter that we think are doing big things, in the crypto space. Brought to you, of course, by Monarch Token. I want to take a second, real quick to explain. So I'm in this group, and somebody made this comment about Monarch Token. They were like,
"Hey, that was crazy."
Yeah, it was. The guy just obviously didn't understand. Yeah, you're in the group too. I forgot.
Right. I think a couple times he just causes a little bit of beef to cause beef, right?
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not going to shout the guy out because I don't want to shout the guy out, But he was basically saying Monarch and Celsius, their partnership isn't good because 7% annual gains is not good enough in crypto. Basically, what he's saying. He was saying, well, you could just trade crypto and make more than that. But the thing that he's forgetting about there is you still own your crypto. If you have 100 ETH and you put it on Monarch wallet and you earn 7% over a year with that on the Monarch wallet, you're still getting the Ethereum gains if Ethereum makes gains, So you would have the chance to make a lot more.
7%.
Yeah, the 7% is a bonus. So definitely Monarch Wallet is doing big things, and I get real defensive about it because I do love Robert, Beatles. He's an awesome dude, and I'm a big fan of Monarch. So you guys make sure to check that out, and make sure you're getting good information about what's actually going on with it. So
do your own research on that.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, and really quick, I mean, like if you're playing the stock market or if you invest in stock markets for, it's just something that's going to give you something back annually, you're not typically going to see 7% on that. So if you're a hodler, 7% is 7% more than you had before.
Yeah, exactly. And you're earning 7% more of the crypto. So if you had 100 Ethereum at the beginning of the year, over a year, you get that 7%, you would get 107 ETH, or you get 7 extra ETH, so it is a pretty big deal. So yeah, let's do our Twitter shout outs. Who you got this week for your Twitter shout out?
I'm sure if you are on crypto Twitter, you have seen this gentleman passing out love hats. You know him as Liberty Crypto or orbital_lexicon. Real cool. I think in a time where everybody's kind of getting excited, market sentiments changing, you're starting to see some things rumble a little bit, bring the love back. And that's what he's doing. I think there's some people that think it's silly, but I think it's a cool thing. It's getting everybody together. Everybody's, you see someone get a new hat and put out a post and tag people, and it's just getting people excited and happy. So cheers to that, man. Good job. What about you?
Do you know where the hat comes from? Do you know the story behind the hat?
I actually don't know the story behind that. I just like it.
I would like to take the time to tell you the crypto Twitter story behind the hat. So basically, that hat was on Funface. He was the one who had it first. Then he basically did this like troll thing where he pretended to dox himself, and then he left Twitter, and everybody had a Twitter memorial for him because everybody loves him, a lot of people hate him. But anyway, so like to celebrate Funface's memorial, everybody put the hat on. So, but it's turned into a bigger thing, So I don't know if you were like real close to that when it was going on, you might have missed it, but that's what the hat's about. So for me, I'm going to shout out a project that I've gotten involved in that I'm super thrilled about. It is IOST, at iOS Token. The project is IOST. And I also want to give a shout out to the CEO, which is Jimmy Zong. That's ZHONG_IOST. They're doing big things over there. They just released their mainnet. They've got dApps are coming out. If they're not already out, they're coming out very, very soon. So I'm going to be doing some dApp reviews for them and things like that. So I've actually got involved with this. I'm really excited about this. Cool. There are 4 usable platforms right now where you can create dApps, right? We all know the first 3. You have EOS, Tron, and Ethereum, right? So outside of that, there's not really a usable, workable platform outside of those. Now that IOST has launched their own mainnet, they've become the 4th. So right now they're coming in on CoinMarketCap around number 61. So it is a top 100 project. They were at 54 last week. They've had a bit of a dip, but my point is, there's a lot of potential there. If you look at the other 3 workable platforms, they're all in the top 10. And you see IOST, and it's down around number 60, and it's now, coming out with, the ability to make dApps and things like that. And I guess I'm assuming maybe to launch other tokens. I haven't looked into that yet. But look at that opportunity that could be there. If all the others are in the top 10, and that's number 60, that's a big jump.
Room to go.
Yeah, it's got some room to go. So it can move up more spots than any of the top 10 tokens. So because they don't have much room to go. But so I've got involved with this project, and I'm running a community node. So I have a node on the network. This is the first time I've ever ran a node. I'm really excited about it. I think there's 80 elected nodes, and I'm one of them. So BitBoy Crypto, if you're in the IOST community, I would certainly appreciate your vote. I was up at 64 yesterday. I dropped down to, I think, 67 today. But yeah, so I'm really excited to be part of this project and be doing reviews, talking about it weekly on my channel and things like that. So definitely want to give them a big shout out. And it's like one of the most interesting things I'm involved in right now.
Cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah. That sounds like a fun little project.
Yeah.
But speaking of dApps, you want to get into our first little news segment here? All right. I think everybody has really kind of seen this. This may be something that might spark some interest in crypto again, is Samsung. Everybody knows that the new, was it the Galaxy S10? They're going to be preloading that thing with a wallet for crypto, and they'll be adding dApps. I mean, straight from Samsung.
Yeah.
So I know that that's supposed to be launching like now, right? Like I think you can get those phones already. I'm not an Apple guy, so I don't actually know.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm an Apple guy also, which we'll talk about in a second, which is, very interesting.
Here we go. Pre-order sales March 8th. So it is the 13th. So if you're a Samsung person, get your pre-order in.
Now, I'm not sure if it's, I think they're doing a launch of the phone initially in Korea before it's going to be available to us. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that is something I believe that I've seen. So here's some things that are very interesting about this. The first thing, they're not calling it a crypto wallet. They're calling it a blockchain wallet. The reason why they chose to call it blockchain wallet instead of crypto wallet is because they believe that crypto has a negative connotation and it scares people away.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and I don't think Bitcoin won't be on it. It'll just be Ethereum based and ERC20.
Yeah, so that was the second point I was going to bring up, which is, Bitcoin not going to be on this wallet. That's absolutely insane. How can you have a wallet without having Bitcoin on it? Like, what's the end game here for them? I don't know. I don't really understand that. What do you think, Jay Chains?
Yeah, no, I think that, they've probably got to do some more putting things together. It says in here that when they were doing some pre-release presentation images and stuff like that, they had the Bitcoin image in there. So who knows what happened in between, the planning and the execution phase. I think that's interesting. I personally, I have no holdings of ETH. Anything that I'm holding is Bitcoin or altcoin or shitcoin. I got some shitcoins.
Yeah. I got a few of those.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do with those. But yeah, no. To be honest with you, man, that's surprising. I'm just kind of reading that for the first time that Bitcoin wouldn't even be on there.
Okay, so this is something I wanted to bring up, which is something I talked about on my channel a couple days ago, which is does Samsung not putting Bitcoin on their blockchain wallet? Does this open up an opportunity for Apple to introduce a blockchain wallet and include Bitcoin and maybe have, think of the implications of this, okay? So if Apple were to come out with a blockchain wallet on the phone that had Bitcoin, but Samsung had a blockchain wallet that did not have Bitcoin on it, if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, which one of those are you going to choose?
Well, absolutely, you're going to choose Apple. But I think, and I don't actually know, at one point I knew the market share between Apple and Android. I know that it's heavily weighed in Apple's favor as far as market share goes throughout the world.
Yeah.
But that's just so crazy to me, and I think that Apple has a golden opportunity here to do that. Yeah, create your blockchain wallet, add Bitcoin, add the ability to have things that aren't only ERC20 based. That'd be big time.
Yeah, and with Apple, Samsung's a big company, right? Maybe you can look up their rank in the top companies in the world. But Apple is number one. Apple is bigger than Amazon even. When I found that out, like maybe about a year ago, I stumbled across that and I was like, I had no idea that Apple was bigger than Facebook or Amazon or Google. That blew me away. But then you think about it like, almost everybody has an iPhone, you feel like. Samsung's definitely taken a bigger market share over the last, 4 or 5 years. But, I remember there was a time when if somebody in your iPhone didn't show up with the blue text and they showed up with the green, with the green bubble, you were like, can you not afford a phone? But
yeah, how's your whatever. That was funny when you first figured that out with the iMessage.
Yeah.
Or even now, like if you've got someone, you'll know who's got the Samsung now. Like if you're on a flight, like if I'm connected when I'm flying on American, like I can text everybody that has an Apple phone because it's through iMessage. But if I got like my buddy who I know has got a Samsung, I got to shoot him an email. I can't text him.
Well, it's like if you do group messages, because I'm a soccer coach, for my son's team, and gosh, those Samsung people throw off the whole group message. There's like 2 of them in there, and so if they were not on, you could see the blue bubbles, or you could see the text bubbles when people are typing, but they had to go ruin
that's
it.
Important.
That's important.
That's important.
Yeah,
What's it called? It's a Oh my God.
Ellipsis?
Yes, thank you. The ellipsis. I love it.
Yeah.
I used to be like an overuser of the ellipsis, but that's a story for another day.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad we'll talk about it another day. But like with Apple, it really is crazy. Like if you think about Samsung and Apple, if they were to produce some kind of rivalry in terms of Ethereum versus Bitcoin or something like that, like what that could do for crypto, because like we said, almost every person has an iPhone or a Samsung smartphone. So if you're putting these wallets on these phones now, every person in the world is going to be able to have a wallet on their phone, and that also negates some interesting things I saw this week, which we can talk about as well, which is for only 40% of people who own crypto. Now, this is not people that don't own crypto. Only 40% of people that own crypto feel comfortable making crypto transactions.
Really?
Yes, that's a stat that came. Now, granted, there was about another 35% of people that felt somewhat comfortable, and then it goes down from there. 5% said they would never do a transaction. 10% say they're scared to do transactions, but they may do one. So that's 15. So I don't know, whatever the numbers work out to get to 100. So if it's 40, 15, 50, so it's another 45% of people who own crypto that say they feel somewhat comfortable. But that's a problem when people are feeling uncomfortable to make transactions with their cryptocurrency. And if they were to have a wallet on their phone and not have to like go through the process of trying to figure out, okay, which wallet do I want to use? Is it safe? Is it secure? How do I download it? Will it work on my phone? Will it only work on my desktop? If you have a blockchain wallet built into your phone, that negates all of that. So I think that's another reason why it would be really huge.
Do you think that there'll be any kind of gateway into the crypto space through that wallet? So like now I can
marijuana.
use app say
marijuana is the gateway.
So say Apple has their blockchain wallet and you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever straight from your wallet using your Apple Pay. Is Samsung going to do something like that with their wallet?
So interesting. Yeah, interesting. There are talks. Now, this has not been confirmed, but the rumor is that I'm glad I know a lot about this subject. Yeah. So Samsung is actually, or there are rumors that the blockchain wallet will be integrated into the Samsung Pay. So when you pay with the Samsung Pay, which is similar to Apple Pay, whatever, I'm not sure if there will be a setting where you can choose crypto through that or whatever, but there are rumors that the wallet would work in conjunction with Samsung Pay. Now, honestly, from my perspective, I don't think that's true. I'll say this. I would be surprised if that turns out to be the case for the simple fact that just having the wallet on there is a huge step already. But if they were to integrate Samsung Pay, man, that would be like 6 levels above anything I would have expected us to have anytime soon. So it would be absolutely huge news. And Samsung Pay is actually the second most used app on all Android phones. So number one, what do you think the number one app is that people use?
On either platform?
On Android specifically.
Probably Facebook or something.
It's not. Nope, not Facebook. Guess again. I want you to guess it. Yep, absolutely. YouTube dwarfs all, like the amount of use on YouTube compared to the amount of use on any other app is like, it's like 10 times higher, which is crazy.
Now, is that because, it doesn't matter what age you are, if you're if you're a little child up through even older people are watching videos on YouTube. I mean, that's what parents are doing at restaurants. That's what they're, whatever. So, I mean, obviously these little kids can't be on Facebook or any social media, but they can be on YouTube all day watching videos.
I think that's probably the second biggest reason. I think the number one reason why people watch YouTube is to see my face.
Oh yeah. When the podcast, when we post that, and your videos.
Yeah.
Podcast.
It's the podcast, obviously. But I think you have a good point there. I think that probably actually contributes heavily to it, which is a whole different conversation on should that be the case or not. I think YouTube is the devil, but YouTube is the devil for children. I'll say that. There's actually a TED Talk all about how YouTube has been rigged to destroy your child's brain. And it's not like a lizard people argument. It's just people are making money off of what your kids are watching through advertisements and things like that. So, But yeah, so YouTube is huge, but Samsung Pay is the second most used app. So if that were to be the case, then, basically crypto would have, be introduced to so many more people. And, I think it'd be good. It's a good way to spend your crypto as well. If you're into spending and not into hodling. So
there you go. There you go. You heard it here first. Okay, so let's shift gears now. We were just talking about, parents and having to monitor their children, or just some other aspects of life. And that kind of makes me think about North Korea, because they're a troublemaker.
Yeah.
They like to destroy stuff, right?
Yeah, they do.
So the next thing that we want to talk about is North Korea, and how it sounds like they might have in excess of $700 million worth of crypto.
It's kind of scary.
North Korea.
Yeah.
Well, what are they going to do with that?
It's just so crazy. Like how would they have so many Binance accounts to go in and buy all that crypto? Did they buy it?
I doubt it.
No, they hacked it and stole it all. So that was the story I read in regards to the situation, which is, it's a lot of hackers. Hackers, are going in and Russian hackers as well, but Korea has a lot of hackers. If you remember the Sony hack from a couple years ago, where North Korea hacked into Sony and stole the movie scripts. I think it was all over that movie about North Korea that Seth Rogen made. What was that called? Not the Candidate.
Yeah. Well, man, I know what you're talking
How
about.
do I not remember the name of it?
But let's just we can use the internet really quick.
Yeah, use the internet. I would love to know what the name of that movie was. It was The Something, I think. But anyways, regardless, North Korea is known for hacking, and so I wonder. The interview. That's right. So I remember when I got hacked or phished or whatever. Now I'm starting to wonder. Was that? It was basically a giant airdrop that wasn't a real airdrop, is what got me. And I'm wondering if maybe that was a creative attack put on by North Korea to steal people's crypto, because the person's wallet who got my crypto had a ton of crypto in there. I mean, I haven't checked on it in a while. I should go back, sometime soon and go look and see if they're all still in that same wallet. That's a very painful thing in crypto, is to know someone hacked you and to be able to stare at the wallet and see your money and not be able to get to it. But yeah, North Korea is definitely doing damage on the world scene. If they can't do it through nuclear weapons, then, they're certainly going to do it through hacking.
So I got a fact check really quick. I said 700 million. The statistic is between January of 2017 and September of 2018, North Korean hackers launched at least 5 successful attacks on Asian cryptocurrency exchanges worth 571 million.
Golly. Well, but
do you think any of those ETH scams were hackers too?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, the word hacking is about like the word scam. Like, it has so many different meanings. It's a buzzword we say a lot in crypto. But I mean, hacking isn't necessarily someone, I don't know if you remember that movie Hackers from the 90s, which it was so funny. Had, I think, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo in it. But it's not all like a bunch of people sitting behind computers with like Nintendo Power Gloves, like typing like, I'm hacking into this database. Yes, there is an aspect of it, but whether it's, phishing is definitely part of hacking. It's not technically the same thing, but when we say hacking in general in crypto, I mean phishing, scams, the ETH giveaways, actual hacks of exchanges, like all those kind of fall under that umbrella. So, I think that definitely Korea probably was playing a role in those ETH giveaways, and I think Russia's probably the number 2 culprit. So
I don't know if you get like the robocalls. I've signed up for the do not call list and all that stuff. But since I've been involved in like the crypto world, like I've had at least a couple times a year where I get a call from a Russian number.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Why is it in such a hurry?
I don't know.
So it's a Russian number.
Oh, Jesus, that went right over.
Yeah,
my
it
head.
did.
Yep, a good one.
But yeah, so anyways, the robocalls are out of control, and I get 10 of them a day, people trying to scam me and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, here's the important thing: don't keep your money on exchanges, and trust but verify all the time in anything you're sent. Like I was talking about my involvement with YOST, they recently had sent an email out to all the people that were, part of the community node program. And, there were people that responded in the Telegram group and were like, we got this email. We think this may be a scam or something, And then the guy from the Telegram group, a guy from the team was like, no, that was a legit email. We did send that out. It just got sent from a specific email address, whatever, But it made me think, like, I didn't even think that could be a scam. It had a file attached to it. As a Mac user, I don't worry about malware and viruses and things like that like you do if you're on a PC. So people were saying like they didn't want to download the file because they were afraid it would be malicious or whatever. So, but yeah, I didn't even think about that. I saw it. I was like, oh, it's legit. Like it's so hard to always have to take that extra step to say, is this legit?
Yeah, I think for most people, and especially if it's if you're in like the digital or the tech world, like you are more cognizant of not clicking on links if you get an email from someone that you might not know where it came from or something you weren't expecting. I know, like like in Telegram there was that thing going around where I think you had to turn off like the auto download.
I did turn mine off. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy what they're coming out with. So
why is Apple just so much more secure than Windows? I don't know the answer to that question. Like I don't
know, but all I know is that I use it because it's more secure.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Like with a Windows computer, I'll never use one again. I can't stand them because it's so crazy. Like a Mac doesn't ever really get slow. If you load it down with stuff, it'll start to slow down. And of course, if you've had it 2, 3, 4 years, dude, the last Windows computer I ever bought was a laptop. I bought that computer, and I'm not kidding you, by 24 hours, it was already getting slow and buggy. 24 hours,
Terrible. I have I have an old, and this was it was something that was returned to from an old employee. Yeah. It was sent back. And so I just have this old computer that just sits on the shelf in my office with Honeyminer on it. Right. So it just sits there and picks up a couple Satoshis a day. I mean, it's better than sitting in the closet doing nothing. So
yeah, definitely.
I mean, but I don't do anything else with it. Like if I tried to open up any other programs, it would be like, I don't know what I'm doing and shut down.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a Mac man.
I love it. I love Apple. I mean, is Apple is ahead of the game as it was, 10 years ago? Probably not. But, when it comes to computers and, laptops and desktops, you can't touch a Mac, in my opinion. So,
speaking of ahead of the games, all right, I'm going to shift on to our next topic.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about what do you think about the Tesla giveaway, where I think didn't Justin's son troll Elon Musk somehow?
Is that it? Is that a troll?
I'll read the headline.
Read the headline. Let's hear it.
Tron tycoon flaunts crypto fortune, trolls Elon Musk with Tesla giveaway.
Now there's a rumor.
That's on CCN. That's on CCN, by the way.
It's not. I saw something that TronBet said they're giving away 5 Teslas this month.
Really?
Yeah. Look that up. See if you can find it. There's definitely an image going around.
Millions through ICO that bootstrapped the Tron cryptocurrency says he plans to airdrop $20 million and a Tesla to a lucky follower.
Yeah, I'm definitely I got my fingers crossed. Come on, Jason. I'm the one. I mean,
you should have shouted him. You should have shouted him out for the crypto.
Well, throw him on the tweet. Justin Sun, I'm shouting you out, bud. So
yeah. Just remember, if the Beards and Bitcoins wins, that's a 50-50 split.
That's okay, dude. You just you can make payments to me every month. I don't want a Tesla. I don't want a Tesla.
Oh, perfect.
I'm not a Tesla. No. I want a Lambo. That's what I don't want it. I'm into sports cars. I feel like Tesla, yes, they have the engine of a sports car, but they don't look like a sports car. And I like sports cars. I've literally almost since I was a teenager, of course they used to be crappy, sports cars, but that's just what I drive. I drive sports cars. I've got a Dodge Challenger Hemi right now. I'm getting ready to trade that thing in sometime this year, probably for a Hellcat. I like to freaking drive nice sports cars, but Tesla to me, it looks kind of like a Hyundai. I don't know. I'm just telling you what it looks like.
I mean, it doesn't have. I would say that the lines aren't very, very sleek like a Lambo or anything. But what it does have, and what I'm really interested in, is autopilot.
Yeah.
Oh, I want my car to drive me so bad. I don't know why. People think that that's silly, but
what about the guy that was watching? Gosh, he was watching a Harry Potter movie while his car was self-driving and it wrecked and killed him.
Oh.
Yeah, look that story up. That's a true story. I believe it was Harry Potter is what he was watching. So
I do a lot of trips between Austin and Chicago, and so what I'm waiting for the day is where I can get into my car at night, set the address to say my mom's house in Chicago, and then I wake up pulling into the driveway. That will be exciting.
yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I do like the idea of sleeping in the car. I like to sleep. But
Yeah.
let's talk about something in regards to this that really actually ties into our this ties into our last conversation about hacking and phishing and all this stuff. The Taylor Monahan, who is the CEO of MyCrypto, if you don't know MyCrypto, that is the competitor to My Ether wallet. I think they use about the same technology. She used to work for My Ether wallet or was a co-owner. I think there was a lot of drama that occurred why she, removed herself from My Ether wallet and started her own company. She had a tweet today, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, honestly. I didn't like it. It was on behalf of MyCrypto. It wasn't from her personal account. But it basically said, thanks, Justin Sun. Now, after 2 years of training people that giveaways are scams, now you're going to actually do a real giveaway, and it's going to make people think that giveaways on Twitter are real. And that bothered me because I do a lot of giveaways. We do giveaways on beers and Bitcoins,
Yes, we
and
do.
everyone can attest. There's not one person out there who's won one of our giveaways that did not receive their prize, So, I mean, I have had a couple instances where I had something shipped to someone internationally, and I've really discovered how crappy the international shipping is. Sometimes it takes 3 months. Like I had a guy who won a shirt, and I sent it to him in South Africa. It took 3 months for him to get it.
Wow.
But if the person tells me they didn't receive their prize, like I'll give them the equivalent money in ETH. Like I go out of my way to make sure people know like my giveaways are legit. And so I had a response to her tweet, and it was, this is what this reminds me of. Okay, it reminds me of terrorism in America. I know that sounds crazy, right? But like I love to go to football games, right? I go to football games all over the country. I've been to the Super Bowl. I have Falcon season tickets. I go to college games. My family, we're a football family. And, a couple years ago, there was a report that at the Falcons game the next day, so there was an event on that Saturday night at Phillips Arena, or now it's State Farm Arena. And basically there was a report that sometime between that event and the Falcons game the next day, there was going to be a terrorist attack in Atlanta. And my wife was like, I don't want you to go to the game. And I said, listen, first of all, now that this has happened, the amount of security that's going to be available at the time at the Georgia Dome, it was going to be absolutely insane. And I knew that. And sure enough, when I did go the next day, there were guys with AK-47s everywhere, like heavy, heavy, heavy police presence, But I told her, this is what I said. I said, listen, I'm not going to change what I do in my regular daily life because of threats from terrorists, because that is when they win. They
Absolutely.
win. Yeah, they win when you change your life out of fear. And I feel like that was the message behind her tweet, was because we're scared that some people might get scammed, we shouldn't do giveaways or give back to our community in crypto. And I totally disagree with that.
I 100% agree with you there. It makes you wonder what's going to happen with this now after, he says, I'm going to give away $20 million in Teslas and all that stuff. What kind of scams are going to come out of this? How many copycats, with fake accounts are going to do something silly like this, though?
And that's true. I understand that, but like I said, at the same time, like we can't let them win, like we don't want, we don't want scammers to win and make people think the contests aren't real when they are. Here's the thing. If you got a guy doing a giveaway that has like 25 followers and he's giving away 5 Bitcoins, like you should know, that's not going to be real. If you see something that's unrealistic, chances are it's not real. The Justin Sun one is actually pretty unrealistic until you consider his personal wealth and the wealth of the Tron Foundation, which I believe is coming from, personal or business money. He has another very successful business for you guys that don't know. So, when you have Justin Sun verified account and it's Justin Sun doing this kind of giveaway, it makes it a little more realistic, but it is a pretty crazy giveaway. There's no question about that.
Yeah, it's it's exciting. Hopefully with some of these things that we've been talking about, you got a big giveaway like that. You've got the movie coming out. I don't know. Did you see that trailer?
I haven't watched it. I want to check it out though.
I mean, there's some big names in there, and it's like a real production. Now, granted, I watched the trailer, and it's one of those. It's like a suspense thriller kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're going to try to portray crypto as like a bad thing.
Sketchy.
Yeah. That, and now obviously you've all seen trailers, and they're going to lead you one way, and then you get to the movie and it's like, wow, that was totally different than what I was expecting. So until I see the movie, I don't know. But I thought it was, I thought it was pretty interesting how they put that together and stuff. So check it out if you get a couple. I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes, something like that.
Who's in it?
I think it was like Kurt Russell and Helmsworth, not Liam Helmsworth,
Chris,
some other.
His brother. That's the one who married Miley Cyrus, I believe. Right, Chris. Which I can't. Which one's which? I don't know. Who
knows? One was Thor. All I know is
that's all I know. One was Thor, and the one that's not Thor is married to Miley Cyrus. That's all I know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, big Hannah Montana fan. Huge Hannah. I'm kidding.
I thought she. I mean, this is obviously totally off topic. I think that for a while, like, she did some good things and then she got weird. Did you ever see that Jolene? She did some video where it's like the bluegrass Jolene. I think that's probably the best song she's ever done.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, she definitely got way off track. I mean, and you guys can take a lesson from that when y'all get rich on crypto. Just remember not to go insane like Miley Cyrus. It's like you see these little Disney stars that come up, Vanessa Hudgens, Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, and you see them and you just wonder, like, okay, who are the ones that are going to turn out like decent, and pretty good, and then who are the ones that are going to absolutely lose it and go insane? So obviously Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears are probably the queens of going insane from fame. So I never really thought about this before, I guess. We look at these celebrities. We're going to go way off topic here. We see these celebrities, and I think it's relevant in terms of, being super rich from crypto, which one day people in this community people have already been. Not to the level of Hollywood celebrities, obviously. But somebody was talking about the Michael Jackson documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's really, really, really bad. I mean, I have always thought he was a pedo. But no, please, not celebrity gossip advice there. I don't know for sure. It's just my opinion.
Get your CMTZ there.
Yeah. Please don't sue me, anybody. Don't sue me. But anyways, the thing that somebody was saying about it was, you got to think about it like this. Like, if you're Michael Jackson, you could not go outside your house. You're actually like a slave to your celebrity.
That's why he created Neverland Ranch. I mean, that was a place, a sanctuary for him, where he had animals and all sorts of stuff. So that was somewhere where he could be and people could come to him, because, like you said, man, he couldn't even leave his house. I mean, that was weird. He was a weird guy, though.
Yeah, so you may not know this, but I don't know if they show this in the documentary or what, but there's a video out there. They actually built a grocery store on site there. I think it was on site there at Neverland Ranch. They built a fake grocery store so he could go shop for groceries. And oh no, dude, it's so much weirder. It gets so much weirder. That's not just it. They hired actors to come in and play other people shopping in the store. And he would like stop and talk to them like they were, like he was somebody in a grocery store just talking to some random stranger. Yeah. That's how insane his life was.
But the people had to be pre-screened so that, like, they knew not to, like, do certain things. Like there wouldn't be people asking for his autograph or anything, right? They would just be like, right, "Oh, how's your day, Michael?"
Well, no, they were strangers. Like, they didn't know who he was. That's how insane of a life that he lived. And when you think about being a celebrity on that level, especially when you're a child star moving into adulthood and still, with that, like we're talking about with these Disney, these Disney stars or whatever, like the ability, Joe Rogan was talking about this on his podcast, the ability to be able to go out and have dinner does not exist. You cannot just get up and go to the movies. And I guess I never really thought about it like that. Like, in a lot of ways, it's like you're a slave almost, like you're chained, like you are a prisoner is a better word. You're a prisoner to your own fame. And that's kind of a scary proposition.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make it sound like it would be exciting. I mean, what's going on right now, like with this whole pay to play thing to get your kids into college. I mean, I know it's
that's
a little
crazy,
different, right? Like, and that's a whole nother topic. And that's
and Becky's caught up in it from Full House.
Oh yeah, dude, it was funny. My wife sent me a meme this morning. It was a picture of the dad. What was his name? Danny Tanner, sitting on the bed talking to DJ. It's like, oh, Deej, Aunt Becky's going to prison. People are so creative. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing's kind of silly to me. I mean, who cares? Like, I don't care. Like, there's 30 people, there are 30 kids across the country that got spots or whatever. Like, dude, the truth is in our country, like, if you have money, you get things that other people don't have. That's just a fact of life.
And it's not even in this country. It's just a society we live in. It is a pay-to-play world. That's the haves and the have-nots. And there's just, unfortunately, I know that there are some people trying to equalize things. It's never going to quite work out. That's just the way that the world works, unfortunately. Until you get rid of, and I'm all for shaking things up that are wrong, right?
Yeah.
Let's shake up, and I don't want to talk about politics, but let's why don't we put some politicians in jail versus celebrity moms for paying to get their kid into an Ivy League school? I mean, let's just do some like real.
Yeah, you don't think the politicians, were involved in that also? The politicians' kids getting whatever school they want into?
It's just the way it works. Obviously. I mean, people in New York City, they do that for their 10-year-olds to get them into school. It's just the way that it works, man. Like, whatever. But there was some weird stuff about it where they were cheating on SATs and ACTs and all that stuff. I get that. That's a little crazy, but just pay to play. That's
one school was talking about taking a girl's degree away.
Who?
Yeah, because apparently it's some girl who, said that she was involved in it. And maybe it was the thing that started to unravel all of it, but like she was bragging about it, like, oh yeah, my mom got somebody to take the SATs for me, like on Twitter or something. And I think that's how this whole thing maybe started unraveling. So yeah, they're talking about taking her degree away. I can't remember what school it was, but so once again, we got down the rabbit hole, which is totally fine. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We talked a lot of different news, things going on. I mean, there's more going on than we talked about, but at least once a month, we like to get together and kind of talk about what's going on, in the crypto world, other than just doing interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's always fun. It's always fun to chit chat with you and kind of just talk through some things. It was like I said, it was a good break for me. Again, I work in the athletic transportation world, and so what we were just talking about, so I'm seeing coaches that we deal with get pinched for stuff. So, it's crazy. But it was nice to chit chat about the news with you. A little midday break. So it's a good one. I like this. Maybe we got to do this more often. Yeah. You look familiar. I've seen you around here a time or two. Let's chat. At the water cooler. Well, cool, guys. All right. Well, that is it for episode 27. We will talk to you guys later. See ya.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening to Beards and Bitcoins. If you like what you heard, show these guys some love and rate review on SoundCloud or iTunes. Also, remember you can always find the guys on social media. The show Twitter page is @BeardsBitcoins. You'll find direct links to BitBoy and JChains from there. Make sure you check for updates, announcements, and contests. Good luck to all who enter. See you next time.